Namasheshtam manumapi shachipucham achasrupam rupam tasyagrajam uruprim matarim goshtavatim radha kundam girivaramaho radhika madhavasham prapto yasya pratita kripaya shigurun tam datosmi vanchakalpat rubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura. So we are continuing this morning with our hearing of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have reached chapter 14, Performance of the Vrindavan Pastimes. This is after the Ratha-yatra. Gora Pashyan Atma Vrindai Shri Lakshmi Vijayotsavam Shutva Gopido Solasam Vishta Premna Namnarta Sa. Accompanied by his personal devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the festival known as Lakshmi Vijayotsav. There he discussed the super excellent love of the gopis. Just by hearing about them, he became very pleased and danced in great ecstatic love for the Lord. Jai Jai Gaur Chandra Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai Jai Nityananda Jai Dvaita Dhanya. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gaur Chandra. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Advaita Acharya, who is so exalted. Jaya Jaya Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Gan Jaya Shota Ganja Gaur Pranadan. All glories to all the devotees headed by Shivas Thakur. All glories to the readers who have taken Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their life and soul. Hey Mata Prabhu Achen Primera Vishe Enokale Prataparuja Korilo Praveshe. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was resting in ecstatic love, Maharaj Prataparudra entered the garden. Sarvabhauma Upadeshe Chariraja Vesh Ekala Vaishnaveshe Korilo Pravesh. Following Sarvabhauma's instructions, the king had given up his royal dress. He now entered the garden in the dress of a Vaishnava. Sabbhakta Agyanilo Jodahata Hoya Prabhupada Doripade Sahasa Koriya. Maharaj Prataparudra was so humble that with folded hands he first took permission from all the devotees. Then with great courage he fell down and touched the lotus feet of the Lord. Anki Muni Prabhu Preme Bhumite Shoyan Nipati Naipunye Kore Parasambhahan. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lay on the raised platform, with his eyes closed in ecstatic love and emotion, the king very expertly began to massage his legs. Rasalila Shlok Podi Koden Stavan Jayati Dedika Madhyay Koden Patan. The king began to recite verses about the Rasalila from Srimad Bhagavatam. He recited the chapter beginning with the word Jayati Tedikam. Shunite Shunite Prabhu Santo Shapar Bolo Bolo Boli Prabhu Bole Bar Bar. When Mahaprabhu heard these verses, he was pleased beyond limits, and he said again and again, Go on reciting, go on reciting. So, this is the devotees, they've orchestrated this whole meeting. Mahaprabhu has apparently refused to meet with Prataparudra Maharaj, although internally he has given him his full blessings. And so the devotees, they've orchestrated this meeting where Mahaprabhu is in this unconscious, not unconscious, but he's in a trance, we can say, like in a trance of ecstasy, and the king the devotees take advantage of this and they send the king without his royal dress, dressed as a humble Vaishnava. And no doubt they've also prompted him on what verses to chant, which will please Mahaprabhu. And so Mahaprabhu is in this kind of, half-conscious state and just very happy to hear these beautiful verses from the king, not knowing exactly who he is, and encouraging him to continue. And of course, internally, Mahaprabhu is aware of this situation, and he's very happy to have this exchange with the king, who is such an exalted Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu is telling him, continue. Tava katamritam shlok raja je podilo, uti prema veshe prabhu alingana koilo. As soon as the king recited the verse, beginning with the words, Tava katamritam, the Lord arose in ecstatic love and embraced him. Tumi more dile bahu amolya ratan, mor kichu dite nahi dilo alingan. Upon hearing the verse recited by the king, Mahaprabhu said, "You have given me invaluable gems, but I have nothing to give you in return. Therefore, I am simply embracing you." Eta boli se shlok pore bar bar, dui janar ange kampa nitre jaladar. After saying this, Mahaprabhu began to recite the same verse again and again. Both the king and Mahaprabhu were trembling, and tears were flowing from their eyes. And this is this beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is an expression of the gopis. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam kavibiriditam kalma shafaham shavana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti ye bodhira jana. My Lord, the nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those who are always aggrieved in this material world. These narrations are transmitted by exalted personalities, and they eradicate all sinful reactions. Whoever hears these narrations attains all good fortune. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Those who spread the message of Godhead are certainly the most munificent welfare workers. So there's a few significant points here. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam. The nectar, this is an expression of the gopis speaking to Krishna, saying that Tava kata amrita means the nectar of talks about you, the nectar of Hari Kata. Tapta jivanam means jivanam is the life, and tapta is referring to suffering, and I believe specifically it means something like burning, because often the suffering of this material world, it is compared to a type of like burning heat. So for those who are suffering in this world, and in particular there are these three types of suffering, tapachai, of very well known suffering, adi-atmic, suffering comes from oneself, adi-daivik, suffering that comes from the elements, adi-bhotik, suffering from other living entities. So this is one very well known way in which the suffering of this material world is categorized. Tapachai, these three types mentioned at the beginning of Bhagavatam. Tapta jivanam. So for those who are experiencing the burning suffering, it's also often referred to as, like, this material world is referred to sometimes as this like raging forest fire. In Samsara Dava, this song, it is Guru, the grace of Guru is compared to this gentle rain that is coming down and giving relief for those who are suffering in this forest fire. And also Shikshashtakam Mahaprabhu, Bhava Mahadavagni, it's raging forest fire. The holy name gives relief in that heat. So for the talk of you, Krishna consciousness is the only relief. This is what it is saying. Talks of Krishna, they're the only thing, the only medicine, the only relief in the suffering of this material world. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam kavibiritam kalma safaham. Yeah, and great persons, they describe how this, kalma safaham, saying that this, these talks, they destroy, or here it is put, eradicate, drive away all sinful reactions. And, one may ask here, the Braja Gopis, they're pure devotees, how can they have any sinful reactions? And Srila Sridhar Maharaj explains this point, that this tapta jivanam, this suffering, it can also refer to the darkness of separation. This is also mentioned in the Chatur Shloki of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How does it go? I can't remember right now. But there also this jnana dipena. I can't remember the verse. But Krishna refers to how he gives illumination in the hearts of those who are suffering from the darkness of ignorance. And then one can also ask, in that verse, Krishna's already referred to these devotees who he's talking about as being, fully devoted, fully surrendered souls. So where is the question of them having the darkness of ignorance, being in the darkness of ignorance? And so there also, Srila Sridhar Maharaj explains that this can refer to the pain of separation, this blinding pain of separation. So we can understand. So really it works in both ways. This is, Srila Sridhar Maharaj also mentioned this at the beginning of Prapana Jivanamrita, that the nectar of the Lord's talks operate in two ways. They purify the sinful, the contaminated, and they give relief to the pure souls who are suffering from the pain of separation. Two types of suffering. Suffering of ignorance, and on the divine plane, the suffering that comes from separation from the Lord. So Harikatha is always, it is the cure-all, we can say. Shravana Mangalam, hearing such talks is supremely auspicious and beneficial. Srimada tatam bhuvi grinanti je purida janaha. And those who spread such talks, burida janaha, they are the most burida, means they are the most generous welfare workers or philanthropists, or so many conceptions of doing good for others. We know of there are so many conceptions of doing good for others, but and persons are doing good on different levels. But what is the supreme conception of good? What is the supreme conception of doing good for others? Only this. Persons are supplying food, clothing, medicine, education, so on and so forth. They're all noble persons. They're trying to do good for humanity. But what is the highest conception of humanitarianism? Only this, because this is addressing the root of the issue. Tap chai unmulanam. This is mentioned also at the beginning of Bhagavatam. Unmulanam means it will be uprooted. Tapa chai unmulanam. These threefold sufferings of material existence, they will be taken up from the root, not just cutting on a surface level, not removing suffering on a surface level with a Band-Aid solution, but taking it up from the very root, addressing the root cause of such suffering. And that is misconceived conception of life, misconception, ignorance, selfish conception, ignorant conception of life. This is the real root cause of all suffering. So only Krishna consciousness, only Hari Katha, this can address that root issue. So those who are engaging in such work, they are the most generous persons, they are the most philanthropic, the most magnanimous in their attempts to help humanity. So a very beautiful verse, and the king, he's chanting this, and Mahaprabhu is very pleased. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam kavibiritam kalma shapaham Shavana mangalam srimada bhuvi grinanti ye bodhida janaha. My Lord, the nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those who are always aggrieved in this material world. These narrations are transmitted by exalted personalities, and they eradicate all sinful reactions. Whoever hears these narrations attains all good fortune. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Those who spread the message of Godhead are certainly the most munificent welfare workers. Wow, we've got Pandita with us. Jai Rasamai Pandita Devi. Bodhida boli kore alingan, iho nahi jane iho hoi konjan. After reciting this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraced the king and cried, "You are the most munificent, you are the most munificent." At this point, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not know who the king was. So Bodhida, he's taking this word, describing Jai Gurudev. So he's taking this word at the conclusion of the verse and expressing, you are such a person. You are Bodhida. You are Buddhida. Buddhida. Is that the right pronunciation? Buddhida. You are Buddhida. Mahaprabhu is saying, you are supplying this nectar to me. You are giving me life. You are the most generous welfare worker. And of course, Mahaprabhu, he's in this ecstatic trance. He does not know who this is. Doesn't know this is the king. Purva seva dekitare kripa upajilo anusandan vina kripa prasad korilo. Mahaprabhu's mercy was aroused because of the king's previous service. Therefore, without even asking who he was, the Lord immediately bestowed his mercy upon him. Edeka Chaitanya Kripa Mahabal Taranu Sandanvina Kodai Safal. And this whole Leela with the king, beginning, middle, and end, it is such a beautiful example of the need to approach the Lord through his devotees. Because he has this very solid position in the hearts of the devotees, then he receives the full mercy of Mahaprabhu. Although Mahaprabhu is disinclined to meet with him, because of how much his devotees love him, he cannot avoid it, actually. They've accepted him, and then the Lord doesn't have any choice, actually. His heart must also be captured. How powerful is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without even inquiring about the king, the Lord made everything successful. Prabhu bole ke tumi korila morhita achambite asipiya Krishna lilamrita. Finally, Mahaprabhu said, "Who are you? You have done so much for me. All of a sudden you have come here and made me drink the nectar of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Raja kohe ami tomar dasar anudas, Britya Britya Koroe Mohorash. The king replied, My lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servants. It is my ambition that you will accept me as the servant of your servants. Tobe Mahaprabhu tade Aishvarja de Kailo, Koreho na kohibe nisheda korilo. At that time, Mahaprabhu displayed some of his divine opulences to the king, and he forbade him to disclose this to anyone. Raja heno gyan kabo na koilo prakash, antare sakal janin bahire udas. Although within his heart Mahaprabhu knew everything that was happening, externally he did not disclose it, nor did he disclose that he knew he was talking with King Prataparudra. Prataparudra bhagya deki bhakta gane rajare prashamse sobe anandita mane. Seeing the Lord's special mercy upon King Prataparudra, the devotees praised the king's good fortune and their minds became open and blissful. Purport: This is characteristic of a pure Vaishnava. He is never envious if another devotee receives the mercy and strength of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A pure devotee is very happy to see a person elevated in devotional service. Unfortunately, there are many so-called Vaishnavas who become envious to see someone actually recognized by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is a fact that no one can preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message without receiving the special mercy of the Lord. This is known to every Vaishnava. Dandavat kori raja bahire cholila, Rodahasta kori sa bhaktere vandila. Submissively offering prayers to the devotees with folded hands, and offering obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king went outside. Madhyan Kodila Prabhu Loya Bhaktagan, Vaninata Prasadoya Koilo Agaman. After this, Vaninath Rai brought all kinds of prasadam, and Mahaprabhu accepted lunch with the devotees. Sarvabhauma Ramananda Vaninata Diya, Prasad Patala Raja Bahut Koriya. The king also sent a large quantity of prasadam through Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai and Vaninath Rai. Palagandi Bogera Prasaduttamananta, Nisakari Prasadailo Jarna Hiyanta. The prasadam sent by the king had been offered at the Balagandi festival and included uncooked milk products and fruits. It was all of the finest quality, and there was no end to the variety. Channa panna paido amra narikela kantal, nanavida kadaloka arabijatal. There were curd, fruit juice, coconut, mango, dried coconut, jackfruit, various kinds of bananas, and palm fruit seeds. Naranga cholanga taba kamala bijapur, badam chohada jaksha pinda kajur. There were also oranges, grapefruit, tangerines, almonds, dried fruit, raisins, and dates. Manohara ladu adi shatek prakar, amrita gutika adi kshirashahapar. There were hundreds of different types of sweetmeats like Manohara ladu, sweets like Amrita Gutika, and various types of condensed milk. Amrita Manda Saravati Ar Kunda Kodi, Sadamrita Sadabajar Sadapodi. There were also papayas and Saravati, a type of orange, and also crushed squash. There were also regular cream. There was also, cream, regular cream, fried cream, and a type of puri made with cream. Harivalabh Senoti Karpur Malati Dalima Madicha Ladu Navatamriti. There were also the sweets known as Hari Balab, and sweets made of senoti flowers, karpur flowers, and malati flowers. There were pomegranates, sweets made with black pepper, sweets made with fused sugar, and amriti jilipi. Padmachini Chandrakanti Kaja Kandasar Vyadi Kadmatila Kajar Prakar. There were lotus flower sugar, or was. There was lotus flower sugar, a kind of bread made from urd dal, crispy sweetmeat, sugar candy, fried rice sweets, sesame seed sweets, and cookies made from sesame seeds. Naranga cholanga mita vikcharakar, full of full patra yukta kanderikar. There were sugar candy sweetmeats formed into the shape of orange, lemon, and mango trees and arranged with fruits, flowers, and leaves. Dadi dugdanani takra rasala shikarini salavana mudgankur adakani kani. There were yogurt, milk, butter, buttermilk, fruit juice, a preparation made of fried yogurt and sugar candy, and salty mung dal sprouts with shredded ginger. Lambu kuladinana prakara cha likitena padi prasad kotek prakar. There were also various types of pickles, lemon pickle, berry pickle, and so on. Indeed, I am not able to describe the variety of food offered to Lord Jagannath. Prasade purita hoilo arda upavan, dekhiya santosha hoilo Mahaprabhurman. When Mahaprabhu saw half the garden filled with a variety of prasadam, he was very satisfied. Hey Mata Jagannath Goden Bojan, Hey Suke Mahaprabhu Judai Noyan. Indeed, Mahaprabhu was fully satisfied just to see how Lord Jagannath accepted all the food. Keya patra joni ailo bhoja pancha sat, eka eka jane dash, donadilo eka pat etapat. There then arrived 5 or 7 loads of plates made of the leaves of the Ketaki tree. Each man was supplied 10 of these plates, and in this way the leaf dishes were distributed. Kirtaniyar parishram jani godadai, tasabade kaujaite prabhurmanadai. Mahaprabhu understood the labor of all the kirtan chanters. Therefore, he was very eager to feed them sumptuously. Panti panti kori bhakta gonevo saila, padiveshan kori bade apane lagila. All the devotees sat down in lines, and Mahaprabhu personally began to distribute the prasadam. Prabhuna kaile keho nakore bojan, sarup gosai tobe koiloni vedan. But the devotees would not accept the prasadam until Mahaprabhu took it. Swarup Damodar informed the Lord of this. Apane baise Prabhu bhojan korite, tumi na kaile keho na pare kaite. Swarup Damodar said, My Lord, please sit down. No one will eat until you do. Tobe Mahaprabhu vaise nijagana loya, bhojan korailo savake akanta podiya. At that time, Mahaprabhu sat down with his personal associates and had every one of them fed very sumptuously until they were filled to the necks. Bhojan kori bosila Prabhu kori achaman, prasaru badi lokai sahasre kajan. After finishing, the Lord washed his mouth and sat down. There was so much extra prasadam that it was distributed to thousands. Prabhu agyay govinda dina hina jane duki kangalani korai bhojane. Following the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda, his personal servant, called for all the poor beggars who were unhappy due to their poverty and fed them sumptuously. Very nice. Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he made that comment that nobody within 10 miles of a temple should be hungry. So, Mahaprabhu, he's doing the original prasad distribution, not only for the active devotees, but for persons who aren't necessarily involved, for like beggars, homeless persons. So that's very beautiful. Kangale bojananga deke gora hari hari bo bolitare upadesha kori. Observing the beggars eating prasadam, Mahaprabhu chanted Hari Bol and instructed them to chant the holy name. Hari Bol boli kangal premebasi jai, aichanad budlila kore go narai. As soon as the beggars chanted the holy name, Hari Bol, they were immediately observed in ecstatic love of Godhead, in prema. In this way, Mahaprabhu performed wonderful pastimes. Iha Jagannatera chalan samoy, goda sabrata tane agena hijai. Outside the garden, when it was time to pull Jagannath's car, all the workers called godas tried to pull it, but it would not move forward. So, is this bringing Jagannath back? Or no? They're still bringing the Jagannath to the Gundicha temple, it sounds like. So they must have stopped for a break. So maybe this is on the same day as the Rath Yatra. Yeah, it sounds like they've taken a break. They're near the Gundicha temple. So now Jagannath has decided not to move, so nobody can move him. When the Godas saw that they could not budge the car, they abandoned the attempt. Then the king arrived in great anxiety, and he was accompanied by his officers and friends. Mahamal Ganed, oh yes, because we heard a very beautiful description in the last chapter of how approaching the Gundicha, they're stopping in this garden, I suppose, as they're approaching Gundicha, and then they stop in this one place, and then there's an opportunity for everyone to make offerings to Lord Jagannath. So it's something I hadn't noted really before. That so like everyone, high people, low people, rich people, poor people, the government ministers, royalty, everybody, they're coming forward and making offerings to, like, their home-cooked offerings. And so the chariots are surrounded on all sides. It reminded me of the Govardhan, similar to the Govardhan Puja, the original Govardhan Puja. So they stop there for some time. Jagannath is accepting those offerings, and Mahaprabhu goes to rest in this garden, and that's when King Prataparudra comes in and has the opportunity to massage Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So now they're resuming their journey to Gundicha. Mahamala Gonedila Rata Chalaite Apane Lagila Napade Tanite. The king then arranged for big wrestlers to try to pull the car, and even the king himself joined in, but the car could not be moved. Vyagra hoyane raja mata hati gan, rata chalaite rate korilo yojan. Becoming even more anxious to move the car, the king had very strong elephants brought forth and harnessed to it. Matahasti gantane jajata bol, ekapadana cholera toilo achal. The strong elephants pulled with all their strength. But still the car remained at a standstill, not budging an inch. Shuni Mahaprabhu aila nijagana loya, matahasti ratatane deke dandaya. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard this news, he went there with all his personal associates. They then stood there and watched the elephants try to pull the car. Ankusher gai hasti koroye chitkar, ratanahi chole loke kore hahakar. The elephants being beaten by the elephant goad were crying, but still the car would not move. The assembled people cried out, "Alas!" Tobe Mahaprabhu sab hasti guchailo, nijagane ratkachi tanibade dilo. At that time, Mahaprabhu let all the elephants go free and placed the car's ropes in the hands of his own men. It's quite sweet to see these like little details, how they're roughly treating these elephants. Mahaprabhu has a very sensitive heart that is extending to all living souls, and so he doesn't, it's indicated he's not happy seeing the elephants being beaten like this, and so he lets them free. And he's putting the ropes in the hands of his own group. Apane rater pache telemata dia, had kodi rata choliro daya. Mahaprabhu then went to the back of the car and began to push with his head. It was then that the car began to move and roll along, making a rattling sound. Bhaktagan kachihate kori matra dai, apane cholilo ra tanite napai. Indeed, the car began to move automatically, and the devotees simply carried the ropes in their hands. Since it was moving effortlessly, they did not need to pull it. Anande koroye lok, jaya jaya dhwani, jaya jagannath boy arnahi shuni. When the car moved forward, everyone began to chant with great pleasure. All glories, all glories, all glories to Lord Jagannath. No one could hear anything else. Nimeshe to gelorat gundi char dwar, Chaitanya pratapa deki loke chamatkar. In a moment, the car reached the door of the Gandicha temple. Upon seeing the uncommon strength of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the people were struck with wonder. Jai Gaur Chandra Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mata Koloho Loke Danya Danya. The crowd made a tumultuous vibration, chanting Jai Gaur Chandra Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Then the people began to chant, "Wonderful, wonderful." Dekhiya Pratapa Rudra Pachamitra Sange, Prabhur Mahima Dekhe Preme Phule Ange. Seeing the greatness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prataparudra Maharaj and his ministers and friends were so moved by ecstatic love that the hair on their bodies stood on end. Pandu Vijay Tobe Kore Sevak Gane, Jagannath Bosilagia Nija Simhasane. All the servants of Lord Jagannath then took him down from the car, and the Lord went to sit on his throne. Subhadra Balaram Nija Simhasane Haila, Jagannath Snanbo Goite Lagila. Subhadra and Balaram also sat on their respective thrones. There followed the bathing of Lord Jagannath and finally the offering of food. Anginate Mahaprabhu Loya Bhaktagan, Anande Aramba Koilo Nartan Kirtan. While Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram, and Subhadra sat on their respective thrones, Mahaprabhu and his devotees began to perform Sankirtan with great pleasure, chanting and dancing in the yard of the temple. Anande Mahaprabhur Prema Uttalila Deki Sablok Prem Sagare Vasilo. While Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. And all the people who saw him were also flooded in the ocean of love of Godhead. Nitya Kori Sanja Kale Arati Dekilo Aitota Asi Prabhu Vishram Gorilo. In the evening, after finishing his dancing in the yard of the Gundicha temple, the Lord observed the Arati ceremony. Thereafter, he went to a place called Aitota and took rest for the night. Let's see, maybe it's a good place to stop. I think it's a good place to stop. We started early, so I think we can stop there. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai, Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Would you please grace us with your kirtan? Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Gopala Govinda Ramki Madhusudana
Ram Shri Madhusudana
Giridhari Gopinath
Jai. World devotees की
Jai.
हरि नाम से.
Jai.
Jai.
Hari Hari Bol. Sriyukta Vishakha Ji ki